Oh, Skull and Bones, Skull and Bones, Skull and Bones, where did it all go wrong? For those who aren't aware, Skull and Bones is a naval combat MMO game that was originally conceived as an expansion for Assassin's Creed Black Flag in 2013, with the original working title of the game being Black Flag Infinity. It made perfect sense, AC Black Flag was wildly successful, and a lot of people loved the naval combat, so this was a game meant to cater to those people and capitalize on the foundation Black Flag had built. Oh, and it would bring multiplayer into the fold as well. Sounds like an easy enough idea, right? I mean, all they had to do was build upon and follow Black Flag's example. Well, apparently it's not that easy, as 10 years later, here we are, and the game is still in development. Skull and Bones was officially announced 6 years ago in 2017, and it's still not out. It seemed like the light was finally at the end of the tunnel last year, as Ubisoft announced the game would be releasing on November 8th, 2022. But that light was quickly snuffed out, as in September, the game was delayed once again to March of this year. And as you can probably guess, considering it's now, I don't know, May, the game was delayed once again, and now they don't even have a release date, with many believing it won't be released until 2024. Considering this game was initially announced to be releasing in 2018, that is quite the fall. I mean, 6 years of delayed release dates, that has to be some sort of record, right? But what exactly is the cause behind all of these delays, and at this point, why hasn't Ubisoft just cancelled it? Well, all of that has to do with the game's extremely messy and inconsistent development cycle. So, Skull and Bones is being developed by Ubisoft Singapore, a studio that has made some heavy contributions to nearly every one of the Assassin's Creed games, and they even were the ones who created the naval combat system first introduced in Assassin's Creed 3. So this studio had plenty of experience in that regard, so it only makes sense that they would get the reins on a game that fully revolves around naval combat. However, it seems from the beginning, Skull and Bones has lacked an identity. There was no clear creative vision for this game. Obviously, they knew they wanted a similar experience to Black Flag, but would they remove melee combat and exploration? And are you controlling a ship or a pirate in this game? Since the game has started development, there has constantly been new management and directors who all had different ideas and visions for the game, causing the studio to start fresh and almost rebuild the game several times. Many of the ex-developers for the game have stated that just nobody knew what they were doing. Not to mention the team that was working on this game is massive. And while you think that may be a good thing, sometimes when you have too many people working on a creative project like this, there's just too many ideas and the project lacks focus and a clear identity or goals. It just seems this game has been mismanaged constantly for years, and it lacked strong leadership to get them on track. This on top of all the rumors of Ubisoft Singapore being a toxic workplace environment. I think many of the developers just want to deliver the game so they can finally be done with it, which I can't blame them, to be honest. Imagine working on a mess of a game like this for 10 years. And apparently Ubisoft is legally obligated to release this game due to a deal with the Singaporean government in which they helped fund the game on top of the reported $120 million Ubisoft has already put into Skull and Bones, which includes all the marketing they've done as well. All of that, and now almost all hype and excitement for this game has completely dwindled. And every time we've seen actual gameplay from it, it's been underwhelming to say the least. This is something I'll never fully understand, and it's something that really annoys me. Why did they go through the trouble of all of this instead of making a sequel for Black Flag? Was Skull and Bones really necessary? If you wanted a game like Black Flag to garner that audience again, why wouldn't you just give them a Black Flag sequel? Assassin's Creed Black Flag is still regarded by many as one of the best AC games, and there is absolutely an opportunity for a story following Edward after Black Flag's ending. Honestly, that in itself feels like a topic for another video, but I bring this up because honestly, Skull and Bones looks like a more shallow, watered down version of Black Flag. There appears to be limited on-the-ground exploration exploration, no melee combat, and rather than a focused narrative about an interesting character like Edward, it's more just a build-your-own pirate. Which by all means I think a lot of people like the idea of, but why is this the kind of game you decided to make instead of building on what Black Flag already had? And at this point, Skull and Bones' gameplay looks a bit outdated too. I mean, it's been in development since 2013, so how could it not be? It's just really bizarre and puzzling to me, and I've been saying that I want to see some more new creative IPs from Ubisoft, but this game really just looks like a poor man's version of Black Flag. Now hey, don't judge a book fully by its cover, I guess. Maybe when this game finally releases in 2055, it'll be decent, but at that point, will it really matter? There's already so much negativity surrounding this game that even if it did release and was actually a solid game, it probably wouldn't sell well or be talked about much since so many people have already made up their mind to not buy it. And the simple matter of fact is that this game has taken so long to release that there's already other games out there that have fulfilled this craving and kind of pirate game that people wanted. Sea of Thieves has been out for 5 years already and has done this kind of game far better than Skull and Bones seems to be doing. And remember, Skull and Bones was also supposed to be released in 2018. That would have made these games direct competitors. I personally really like Sea of Thieves too, and it's actually got on-the-ground combat and exploration as well, and I'd recommend it for those who want this type of game and are tired of waiting for Skull and Bones. Sea of Thieves and Assassin's Creed Black Flag are definitely the two best pirate games out there, I think. I still might make a video when Skull and Bones finally comes out, because at this point, I just want to play it out of pure curiosity as to what Ubisoft has put all this time and money into for over a decade. Let me know if you'd like to see that when the game releases, and let me know what you think about the direction of Skull and Bones. Should they have just done a Black Flag sequel instead? And is this even a game you still have even a little bit of remote interest in at this point? As always, if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and considered subscribing to the channel if you're new. I have a channel membership if you're interested in joining. The link for that is in the description. And other than that, thanks for watching and have a good rest of your day, everyone.